Okay, so we just completed our Courage Growth Hour with Terry Ann, and we're taking some takeaways from the presentation. Carol, you had raised your hand. Was there a takeaway that you wanted to share?
I realized that this year in particular, I have gone from being in my comfort zone past the stretch into doing things that I've never done before. And my die is rejection. My die is fear of abandonment. And so I'm still working on stretching and risking to get that going. And so I'm going to be focusing my steps around how I can do that with support, of course. Miss Coach K.
Love it. Love it. That's so cool that you recognize and you're aware of your zones have already stretched just in this year and what you're already capable of. Because one of my takeaways was, you know, once we get to those points, the new stretches and the new risks and the new dies come in. I wrote that on my paper because I feel like I'm pretty fearless and courageous in what I do, but the idea of like, okay, well, now what's the next level and the new pieces that come through is kind of what you're sharing, which I think is really cool that that's something you see in yourself for this year. I love that. Bless you, Suze. Anyone else wanted to share your takeaway? Amy?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, as I was listening, and it's always fun to listen to other fearless living coaches, right? Because you know the content, but everybody has their own spin. But something that Coach K said that really struck me was she was like, well, I know the top 5 that I want to work with, but I don't want to start there. And that's like exactly why we have stretch, risk, or die. Because it's like, you don't want to start there. So if that's your goal, you're like, all right, I'm out. But really, it's like building those layers to get there. So it was like you totally like nailed it when you were just like, well, I don't want to start there.
Yeah, I love that too, because right when that's where you know, some people are on the side of they don't get started, like whatever it is. That's what stops them from getting started, is that it's so far out of their comfort zone that it's just they're paralyzed by the fear of, you know, that reaching out to those 5 people that you automatically already know. But because you know that, making those steps, I love that. I love that this tool is what we got to learn from Terry Ann today, and that it really is those micro movements that get us to the bigger goals. And that's what we talk about a lot here in general. Foxy, did you have something you wanted to share quick?
Yeah, I just love how Terry shares her story of how she took the stretch, then took the risk, then stepped into the die zone and expanded her own comfort zone to encompass those things, you know, because it gives such a great illustration of how it progresses, how you continue to step out. You know, if she hadn't put in her application and just tried to go out and start speaking to the people in her district, you know, that wouldn't have happened. But because she took all those steps beforehand, then she had mentally prepared herself and built up that confidence that she could.
Yes, 1000%. I'm all about the mental preparation. So I love that. Thank you. Okay, we are at the top of the hour.